not going to get it immediately. Oh my gosh. And I get it because, he pissed me off when I was like, why is this happening? But seriously, like, this is not it. God, not today. But, and I know she probably said the same thing as well. I know she did. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to A Love Like That podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Watlington, and my lovely co-host.
Yes, the one, the only.
I love it.
Jacquelyn Watlington.
Yes, it is her.
It is I, people. It is I. It's I.
So, we are here, and this is episode 1. Episode uno.
1.
Of A Love Like That podcast. And I'm excited. How are you? How are you feeling, babe?
I'm excited, I will say. I have to, I guess, tell you guys about the story of, how my husband just gives me gentle reminders of all of the things that I'm really supposed to be staying on task about. So anyways.
Free game, fellas.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming, and so he finally decided to push the button for about the 5th time on me today. So, we're making it happen today.
Yes, sir. So
gotta do what we gotta do.
We are here, and before we get into all of the tidbits on everything with the show, I don't know. Did you want to talk about why we're here, or did you want me to handle that?
Why are we here?
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
I think as time has gone on, we are going on 11 years of marriage.
Wow.
And that's just one aspect of our story. I have known this man over 2/3 of my life. So it's a lot of backstory with, just learning, loving, growing.
For people who don't do math, that means that's like 66% of her life.
Yeah. So the majority of my life, I've known this man. So I think that in those years, because we originally started dating when I was 13.
Mm-hmm.
He was 15.
Yep.
And then we did this back and forth dance all the way back forth through the years. So we said the 4th time's the charm, because that was how many times we got together and broke up in that time frame.
The 4th legit time. There were like multiple mini little times,
times and things of that sort.
Yeah.
But 4th time's the charm, when it really was, hey, you know what? What are we doing? What direction are we moving in?
Once I got the "what are we" question, I said, "Got her."
Yeah. It was, we're trying to figure out past, all of these other things. But in the time that we have known each other, like I said, we have picked up some nuggets and tidbits here and there, and I think we can help other couples. That's the short answer. Probably not really so short.
And if not through us, then through examples or experiences that we've
absolutely
learned from others
and our friends, and just bringing people, connecting people to services. Something I've seen, I guess, as of late is a lot of people just really don't know what direction to look in for just, I don't know, tools of marriage, or, hey, can I reach out and talk to you about marriage? It's just, we live in an era now where everything is kind of controlled by social media. So just really, and social media can really kind of give you one aspect. It really just seems like the world is in turmoil in terms of marriage. Like it's crazy all over the board, but there are people out here that are putting in the work and, have figured out a trick or two and just really how to have a good dynamic and work through things in a let's hear all of the cards type approach instead of like, I'm gonna give you this set of cards here and kind of expect you to maneuver through all of that without giving you this set, which really, you know, everything kind of feeds into each other, but really just in a, this is me, this is you, you know, this is us. But
yeah, I would say to piggyback off of what you said about, you know, social media will make you believe, you know, it's Hot Girl Summer 4 seasons. Every season's a Hot Girl Summer, and everything's a situationship. City Boys, Hot Girl Summers.
Absolutely.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
And so, but also at the same time, though, then on the other hand, on the other spectrum is, you know, you get the, you know, the social media, the perfect couples, and it's like all hell's breaking loose in their situation. And the thing is, though, is authenticity, or just the, you know, just like I said, just being transparent in yourself, but also, so for us, okay, I will put out the disclaimer, okay? Jackie and I could be lying to you guys. We very well could be lying to you all, saying, you know, that we worked on our marriage or whatever the case is. We could be lying just as much as the other person's lying, saying that you know, relationships are bad or marriage is good, whatever the case is. People are, you know, can put off a perception and it not be real. But we are doing our best to be as honest with you from what we have learned. I can tell you for a fact, like I said, if you choose to trust me, I'm glad that you do. If you do trust me, I can honestly say we have put in the work, and we're still putting in the work.
Absolutely.
With our marriage. And so we have seen the results of that work, and I can honestly say for me, I'm so thankful for what I've done and for what she's done, what we have done together. And so, like I said, if we're able to, you know, give some nuggets to listeners, or if someone who else is on the show that we have on the show is able to give you nuggets, you know, or tips or something helpful, then we feel like we've done our purpose. And so that's really what we want, the purpose of this show, and
Absolutely.
what the greater good of everything and what we want to do for marriages is to really be a representative of what God's love is. That's
Absolutely.
really what marriage is about. It's about the coming together, building legacies, things of that nature. But at the same time, though, is I'm trying to love you to life.
Yes.
That's what it is, right? And hopefully you're doing the same for me. And that's really what it is. That's how I perceive it. And so that is the core of why we are doing this podcast. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So that is that. And to kind of go off of that, yeah, I've known this girl way too long. I've known her for like you know, she said 2/3 of her life. So that'd be about the same for me, you know, off about a year and a half, give or take. And like I said,
a little older.
Right. Yeah, Chester. Anyway, I used to be. Oh Lord. Anyway, it's another story, another time. So yeah, we have known each other for quite a long time, and all the back and forth, the ups and downs, the ins and outs, and just really trying to understand what you were, what I was, what we would become was the biggest thing that we didn't know. It's like I knew, but I didn't know.
Right.
I knew what my heart told me. However, I didn't believe. I wasn't sure if what my heart had was really gonna be the reality of it. Because unfortunately, you know, you cannot determine. The crazy thing about love and about relationships is that you cannot dictate or determine who is going to love you back. You can't. Love, especially marriage. Marriage is about a free will, and that's with any relationship. But we're going to talk about specifically marriage, and I think that is something that understanding to meet people where they're at and to love them where they are and to evolve with them and to evolve within yourself. So those are things that I think that have helped us as we moved along. But I don't, you know, you tell me, you know, what would you say has been, you know, if you could describe our story, how would you describe it in 3 words? Boom. Gotcha.
Now, you know I'm not good with those type of puzzles. 3 words.
Okay, 50.
Listen.
That's more her speed.
I'm telling you, I like to make sure I get the point across. But just if you're asking, what would our story be? It really is, I can tell it kind of from my end. Because I dated Brandon so early in life, he exposed me to, well, first of all, we go back to the initial exposure in terms of, growing up with my father and really, my parents have been married for 42 years as of last week.
Her parents have been married since 1980. My parents got married in 1980 as well.
Exactly.
So they both got married.
August and September.
Exactly. They both
in
got
1980.
a month apart.
Exactly. So just in, certain examples, and I mean, your children are clearly watching. And so just having that first example of seeing my father, treat my mother in a manner, and then just really meeting Brandon Watlington and having the Brandon Watlington experience.
Not the full name.
That's right. For the people. But really
That's
just
hilarious. It is an experience.
It is an experience. It is an experience.
Anyway.
But really just him kind of knowing what it is, to like, he really knew how early on to treat me, to, talk to me, how to handle me. He really was God sent. And I didn't necessarily understand it at 13 or 15, 17, 21, 23, all of these different, merry-go-round ages that we had. I truly knew that I could not date, or I could not marry, or I could not really be involved with a certain type of guy because I had dated him.
Wow.
So, no, it's real. So it's, hey, here's the standard. If the standard came early and then all of these people aren't meeting up to this standard, then we come back here. Now, not to say it was a cakewalk and it was just that easy,
Oh, yeah,
There was
because it was a lot
and
back
chase.
and forth. Yeah, some
Right.
back and
There
forth.
was,
She wasn't too sure about me.
different complexities of just life,
It's funny. She wasn't too sure about me for a long time. And then the moment I was like, screw this. I'm done. I don't even have to. It doesn't have to be sure. I'm done with this. I'm done with it for like about, I don't know how long, whatever the case is. Then eventually it's like, okay, she understands. Like she saw whatever in me. And so I was like, okay, now we get on the same
That's
place.
right. I mean, you
wasn't
weren't
like-
checking for me. I'm showing up at your job. I'm
Oh, that's another story.
calling
But anyway,
now. You
we have
don't?
another. That's
No,
another
just playing.
episode.
All right.
That's another episode.
Got to bring it back, guys. I was just playing.
But okay,
just
but you were
playing.
saying okay, the comparison and then realizing, what you had experienced in your dating life.
Right, and just I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted early on, and I may have known that at certain times in life I wasn't ready for it at that point, but I knew what I wanted, and it really, it was you, baby. It really just, it came back. I mean, I'll have to take you guys through the story
we'll have to
of
go
on
through
that
that later,
day and that call.
Right.
But just him really just sowing the seeds early and really kind of making those efforts early from an intentional place, not just a, hey, I really want to get A, B, and C from you, but
You fine, girl.
I really want to get to know you. I really want to, like, it was those things that just at the end of the day, it's like, hey, you know what? Something about this guy.
Well, gee, Wally. So hey, listen. Okay, so we're gonna turn it a little bit. I'm gonna turn it a little bit here on the show. So in regards to, obviously that's the build up, but in regards to the marriage, how would you? Okay, what are we in our marriage? Like, who is who in the marriage? Who's the calm one? Who's the intense one? Who's the you know who is who? Who's the yin to the yang? How would what would you say? Okay.
We'll have to get some feedback from the people at home, but I would say...
Yeah, what would you say?
Brandon's probably more so of the... It really actually depends on what we're talking about.
Yeah,
but
it can flip sometimes.
Right, it'll flip. Brandon's probably considered calm, and I would think he definitely is the calm to my storm, because some days it's like the Tasmanian devil, However,
that used to be her favorant cartoon character.
That was, if we look younger. Historically through all of the characters that I loved, on the different shows.
Yeah. That's that Gemini bull crap.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's one of the personalities. It's real.
You say, okay, I'm calm. Okay.
But yeah, I would say when I talk about intense, it really just depends on what we're talking about. I'm gonna have things that are
who's hype and who's not hype.
I mean, I think I'm, as calm as they come. No, for sure. I probably would be the more hyper personality and such.
Yeah. And I'm hyped too.
We'll introduce you to all of those characters a little bit later.
Let me say, I know I'm hyped, but the thing is, I've learned how to balance depending on my environment and who I am with. So. Yeah. When I'm with you, I know I'm going to be chill because I know that's how you are. If me and my brother, if it's my brother and I, whatever the case is, me and my brother, I could probably be a little bit more whatever, because he's so chill, So I can okay, now the Leo can come out, or whatever,
So what he's saying, people, is he doesn't
balance.
Get to. Are you?
No. It's not. I don't get to. It's the fact that I know
he's on guard because
because you're my responsibility as your husband. You are my responsibility. So as long as you are
he
good,
doesn't know what I'll do at any given moment. No, it's just fine.
Right.
No,
but my thing is always listen, I'm gonna be good no matter what in what situation, wherever the case is. So listen, I'm like okay.
And babe,
I've learned to let her be great.
I appreciate that because early on it really was
a tussle.
I want. You to be good, and I think, like I said, it took time, to really nurture our relationship, and it took different experiences for us to really be able to value
and to understand that. And I'm going to interrupt
our relationship.
I apologize for interrupting you. This is a tidbit for people, especially newlyweds, or for people who have only been there for a year less, year and a half, whatever the case is. You're not going to get it immediately. Oh my gosh, and I get it because. Oh, it used to piss me off when I was like, why is this happening? But seriously, this is not it. God, not today. But, and I know she probably said the same thing as well. I know she did. But you're not going to get it. It's like,
just one or two times, babe.
Yeah, but, it's like the sandpaper. The sandpaper, two pieces of sandpaper rubbing together. It's a lot of friction, but the more it rubs, eventually
exactly it smooths out. It smooths out, and that's the part. And so we're
both fireworks
out, right? Exactly. You get us on different sides. We've realized that. In Taboo and other games, we don't need to be on opposite teams.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, we cannot. We cannot be on opposite teams. We have to be on the same team.
Doesn't work well.
I think
for
we
our
legit
household.
almost got into we almost came to blows one time.
I feel like more than once.
That was
so
a couple of
after
times. Brooke, thank you for interrupting that because that was.
I know. Yeah.
It was like okay, I'm a Michael Jackson fan, so I'm gonna go here. It's like the Beat It video. The two gangs are coming together, get ready to fight. Our friend Bush is like, oh wait a minute.
Right, because normally when you're
but we're competitive.
You're holding the little timer for the people, the other person, you're trying to be tactful and such, and it's just like, wait a minute, that's not true. You're like,
you know what it is?
We had too much history.
I'm competitive, but I just didn't understand. I didn't understand how ultra competitive she is, And me, I'm so chill. I go with whatever the vibe is or whatever the case. So I'm like, it's taboo. Like if it's basketball, yeah, you might do a little trash talk or whatever. But she's just competitive. Period. Oh my gosh. I was like, okay. We doing this? Oh, we doing that? Oh, okay. Okay, this is what we doing. And so I think we have to learn that about each other, but just in a lot of different ways. You understand the triggers for people. You understand what works, what doesn't work. What things to say, what not to say. I know what not to say to my wife, and she knows what not to say to me.
Right.
So
you learn trigger words and things of that sort.
Yeah, or just whatever. So you figure that all out. So yeah, balance. Okay. So let's see. Who would you say? Okay, who's funny? Who's the funnier one? Or actually, okay. Who's funny and who is silly? Or who's funny? Yeah.
Who's funny and who's silly? I mean, I definitely would be the silly one. I'm just kind of random and have some characteristic ways and
Jackie's hilarious.
Character-esque ways, I guess. But
she's hilarious.
I mean, I think, some of my just normal stuff is funny, but Brandon has a great sense of humor. He definitely has a broad sense of humor. Like he'll show me stuff from, some comedian from the 1928
no
circuit. That what
my
I'm saying is like he rounded and everything, and just he's just such a great guy, guys.
Some people may think I'm funny. Some people may be like, okay, yeah, he's too serious. Just depends on what's going on.
I mean, he has sides now. You get cheerful Brandon, and then you have serious Brandon. But he's always so sweet to me. Until he's not so sweet to me. But
he's so sweet to me. That's her thing. He's so good to me. I get that all the time. She has characters. She really has characters. But anyway, that's another topic. But I think those are all things that make us us. And I would say just the intention, just understanding, and just really, I think the part that really helped us out a lot really was learning the communication aspect. Oh my gosh. And actually being willing to communicate.
Yeah.
Being willing to communicate and putting the ego to the side. Understanding this is not, I had to learn, I knew and I understood that I'm not concerned about winning an argument. I'm not concerned about winning an argument as much as I'm concerned about us understanding each other. I don't care who's right or who's wrong. Do you see where I'm coming from my perspective?
Right.
Can I see where you're coming from your perspective? As long as we can do that, then everything else can, we can meet in the middle, or I can go to your side, or you can go to my side, or we can just, agree to disagree, but we understand that there's no malice, wherever the case is. I think that's important as well. So we learned that early on. And a part of that was because of premarital counseling.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, listen, there are some people who may not, there may be some people who may not need it. You guys are just peaches and whatever, just everything. But for the majority of people, I will beg you to do premarital counseling. That was easily the best thing we ever did for ourselves.
For ourselves, for our marriage.
Yes, and for the kids that
came for future generations. It really was. You don't know what you don't know until you are faced with that situation in your face. And you think about, okay, what are the big things in terms of like, what are the huge things that we'll deal with in marriage? Okay, if this comes up, then what do we do? Or if this comes up, then what do we do? But, questions down to, okay, you want to have children, how many kids do you want to have? We got that part. But what type of parenting style, will you take? What type of really asking those questions. What are your strengths in terms of who will do the following things? And there really is no manual or a rule book or, hey, I'm going to be able to ask all of these questions and be totally prepared. a lot of, what we did was trial and error in terms of just, we had to go through it clearly to make it on the other side of things.
We had a foundation.
But a good foundation and really taught from a very just real sense of, okay, you know what? It's not going to be peaches and cream every day. It's this is life. And here are some tools that may be able to make this life, this life that you've chosen with another person, jail more.
Yeah.
So it was key. It was really, 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 truly key. And we didn't understand. And my mom threw on another approach because it's like, hey, you know what? You're moving out the house.
She told me, she said, listen, she said, there is no return.
That's right.
You cannot send her back.
To sender, okay? But you're moving out, hey, before premarital counseling, Brandon would come by. I was still staying at home for my parents. And I would cook dinner for him. We would eat dinner together, and then we would go to premarital counseling.
That was the bonus.
That was
I knew her forever, but I didn't know that she was.
routine.
I went to the marriage thing. I was like, she can't cook. I'm just gonna because I know she had never cooked a thing for me a day in my life before we got married.
That's right. Let me tell you, I did not believe in playing house,
and I get I get it.
Doing all of the following things for you,
which is.
But that was just my own,
Yeah. So I went into
personal
the
thing.
Yeah.
But it was a gamble. Now he did roll.
Oh, and I rolled the dice.
He
all the way.
rolled the dice
because I said, listen, I don't know if she can cook. I said I'm not marrying her because of that. Whatever case is more whatever. No, that's like bad. It's like he didn't marry me for my cooking. That's not.
That's right. Hey, kids. No, it's just fine.
That too. Fine. But anyway, but she looked up and she's a great cook, So yeah, we did do that, and it was that was premarital was phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
Listen. So I always recommend that to people, and just it's just so many different things that we could go into. We're gonna keep this short because we said we're gonna make the first episode, compact.
Exactly.
We're freestyling this one, just letting it flow.
We're introducing ourselves.
So yeah,
to you guys out there.
Exactly. So that's what we are. This is us, and thank you guys for tuning in, for checking it out. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe.
Beep, 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 beep.
All right.
So, subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as subscribe to our podcast as well, which will be on all streaming platforms here.
All things a love like that.
Yes, that and the third. Things. So. Yeah, all things. So yeah, we're gonna get that together, and also we're gonna be putting together some events here in the near future as well. So we'll make sure to, for if you guys are able to follow us, and that you guys will follow us and subscribe, you'll get more information about that and first access to those events as well. But other than that, listen, it's been real. It's been fun. I'm Brandon.
I'm Jackie,
and we're signing off. Take care. Peace.
Peace.